Hello and welcome to the Christian Carrasquillo Experience, a podcast that is going to be very interesting actually, because we are going to talk about a lot of things, a lot of different topics about artificial intelligence. And we have here our principal interviewer. And I want to introduce you to this person, who is going to be the principal person here in this podcast. Hello, Christian, how are you?
How are you?
Fine, thank you. So I want you to tell us a bit about this experience that you have. How are we going to do this podcast? And can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, I mean, the idea came from trying to have a platform so we can share what I shared in conferences before with my expertise and also, other industries as well.
Okay. So let me ask you about how is your experience with this career that you have? You have been working with artificial intelligence for a long time already. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How was your beginning with this kind of technological career that you have?
I mean, it started early. I used to code back in the day using Linux. So I was like a Linux admin on-prem before the cloud existed. And I also was a white hat that's why I do cybersecurity. Is basically I started doing a white hat work. In case people don't know, white hat is basically a hacker, but ethical hacker, which basically gets paid for doing work. And while that happened, I was getting bored and I really want to do something different. So I joined the army.
Oh, yes. So, and how was that experience? I think that is so interesting about your life because you have been working in different places all over this time. And that's something that, at least we are here in Argentina, we don't really tend to listen or hear that kind of stories. Do you have any interesting story about that?
I love my time in the army as a CCE whiskey medic. Love my time there. I spent a lot of time in Puerto Rico running the PTIE section for pre-deployment. It was a fun time. There were difficult times, but pushed through.
Okay.
It was then I moved back to the States while I was still in the army in Massachusetts. And that's when I became a paramedic, a civilian paramedic.
Okay. And do you have any, being a paramedic, I think that it must be a really hard work because you have the life of a person in the palm of your hands all the time. But do you remember any funny story about your time being a paramedic?
I mean, it could be a funny story. I'm trying to think here. That's a hard one because there's many. So it's like, which one will I pick? Yeah, that's a hard one. I'm trying to think. I had my partner fart in the ambulance. It was pretty bad. That's funny to me because we were laughing our asses on the way to a call.
Oh.
So I had to, but I don't know. I can't really think of something crazy like that, like funny.
Okay. And tell me how you've been working in a lot of projects. And can you tell me about the most challenging project that you have ever worked?
Challenging project, I would say the fast medical AI.
Okay.
When I started, it was pretty challenging.
Why? I know that you developed an co-pilot artificial intelligence for ambulances. That came up from a personal experience that you felt that the people that goes on the ambulance needed a co-pilot?
Yeah, it all came together because it was kind of like more timing than anything. I was living in Peru at the time already, working remotely. And I was already doing development, but there was a downturn in 2023. And before June, that's when I started the company. So my hours on my regular job had to be reduced half, right? Because I was in Peru, reduce half the hours for me was like, okay, whatever. So now I have half the hours to do something else.
Okay, so you take that time to do something new, and I think that is very interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about that co-pilot? I've read that you develop, in Fast Medical AI, you have Rampart, which is the co-pilot for ambulances. You have Angel, and then you have, sorry, I can't remember, and Nova. Can you tell us a little bit about those three artificial intelligence?
Yeah, so there are basically modes. The Rampart one is a critical decision supports AI, where, within the scope of practice of a paramedic or a EMT, BLS, or critical care, or whichever state it is, they have the scope. There's all the different scopes each state have. Based on that, in the county or the locality, the AI will answer questions and do medication calculations, drips. You can have full conversations about differential diagnosis, findings. Basically, like a medic buddy per se, like having like a third person in the ambulance, right? Because normally, like the challenge was basically before I went to Peru. Obviously, I was a paramedic. But I noticed that there's a shift in the industry in Massachusetts where it used to be a requirement for a transfer truck from hospital A to hospital B, like if it's a medic, to have two medics. And one, at least you have two medics to run things through. But due to the state of affairs and economically, companies are being forced to pair a PB, what is called a PB, a basic and a paramedic.
Okay.
So the paramedic has like a lot of workload to do because the basic is just the basic. I mean, they help obviously, but all the pharmacology.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. You can't run pharmacology through that. You know what I mean? You can't run a vent. Like all that stuff. So the way I picture is when I left, like I have more time to do something. Why not make that third or that second, resource that I would love to have because it's some challenging times, or even like a hospital floor, like doing a critical care patient. You do your med calculations, you would double verify them. But if I had something that will tell me right away, and I can verify with the doctor or medical director if I need to call, so it has such a chain of events of verifying, right? It's just that having that resource there. That was the idea, basically.
Well, yes, I think that is so useful in the ambulance right now because you always need that third person that you're saying. I think, and it's a very important job. And what do you think about what benefits do you think these kind of new technologies can bring to the service of medical emergencies?
I mean, it's slowly rolling out because the problem with EMS in the US is that EMS has always been an industry that's slow to move. And there's a lot of fear. That was actually one of the reasons that, one of the things that I spoke in the California Ambulance Association conference. And after that, there was a lot of good feedback where, provided the clarifying points of like an actual expert telling you, like, this is what's up, this is how far you can take it, this is how far you can take it. They felt more comfortable in accepting the use. I mean, clinically and policy, we covered that. There's going to be other companies that will cover like billing side because you want to maximize billing so you can keep the company and pay more to employees, if that's the case, right? Like, not make those decisions of having to call a medic to, like, so like, there's just so many usages. I mean, that are possible, right?
Yes. And when it comes to the ethical dilemmas that has been rising with the whole develop of the artificial intelligence, how do you address this problem with the artificial intelligence in the medical service?
Well, the ethical side is, the AI is going to be ethical for the most part if you make it, you align it. The biggest problem is accuracy, especially for clinical decision support. But once you have an accurate context that's reliable, then it starts helping, right? But if you have something that's hallucinating or giving you the wrong information, then you shouldn't be providing clinical decision support.
Yes.
So we have, the challenging part was develop technology that could achieve that, which was pretty hard. And thanks in collaboration with NVIDIA, we were able to figure out a lot of it. And AWS helped out a lot. Amazon Web Services helped out a lot, especially to give us, infrastructure so we can develop on the GPUs. And yeah, it was pretty challenging. You asked me about how challenging it was.
Which one was the most
Yeah, we basically
challenging?
had to develop like technology from scratch that nobody has. I'm pretty sure. So, because we try, using what was available at the time, and just it was not accurate. And accuracy is paramount.
Yes.
So yeah, so we have to develop basically everything from scratch. Yeah.
Okay, and tell me, how do you see the future of the medical world with this technology? I mean, what is the role that fast medical AI will play in this future?
I mean, our goal is to bring AI to the field, and it is now. So we met our goal.
It's already done.
It's already done. So it's happening. It's not a full throttle, but it's happening. We're in talks to bring in Canada as well and go into the Canadian market, but that's something that we're still negotiating. The goal is to basically have this in the field, or at least, use the technology because we developed technology for high accuracy, for CDS, but we realized that we could use the same technology for Angel Model, for example, which is company SOPs, company policies and stuff, but we can use the same technology for anything else. So we are working basically R&D to come up with the next thing, right? But we already achieved the goal we wanted.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now I want to talk with you about other passions that you have that I know, that is the music. Can you tell me the story behind one of your songs, Sí pero no? Can you tell me about how do this world that intertwine with music?
Yeah, I mean, Sí pero no was the first salsa that was commissioned for me to sing. And I liked the song Alice Cuba, Sí pero no. And I thought, why not make it salsa? And at some point in my life, I was in Ukraine. I mean, before that, Paquitín, one of my friends in Puerto Rico, he transposed into salsa because he creates salsa, composes salsa. So he took a look. I had the composition, and I happened to be in Ukraine and found a salsa band there.
Yeah, but that might be hard to find in Ukraine. I mean, someone who produced and composed salsa. And tell me, how do you feel when it comes to this passion of music? Which is your favorite song?
My favorite song, Cumbia Boricua.
Okay, why?
Because it was a lot of fun to make. It kind of merges the cumbia from Peru and also uses Puerto Rican instruments. And so for me, it's instrumental. I'm not singing, but the goal of that was to make music that I could sit down, listen to, and work, and just pump me up, and just work. You know what I mean?
Yes. So, and I know that you play the guitar. And tell me, what is your favorite song to play on the guitar?
I haven't been playing guitar for a long time.
Well, if you would do that, which one would you be? Your favorite song?
So I mean, just in guitar, I don't have any right now. I just don't play guitar anymore.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I play guitar in Cumbia Boricua. But I just don't play guitar anymore. I mostly play bass or drums or percussion.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, and tell me, What is the best advice that you have ever received in your life when it comes, by trying to figure out which one are your passions, which one is your career? Is there someone that has marked your life in whole way around?
Yep. Kenneth Smith, may he rest in peace. He was my mentor when I was a teenager in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, in which parts of your life do you think you can embrace your Puerto Rican culture?
I mean, every day.
Every day.
Yeah, basically. Like it's being Puerto Rican is like something that like all the culture is like it's merged in me. Like that's why I do music. I do this.
Pouring out of me.
Yeah, basically, literally.
Okay. And now, one of my favorite questions to make.
I mean, but the piece of advice that he gave me.
Oh, yes.
Which I think was to me very important. Is that you need three things in order to succeed in life and have like a successful life. You need to be flexible, adaptable, and sustainable. And if you add those three factors in, you can do whatever you need to do.
Well, that's for the listeners. If you're listen carefully. And tell me, what do you like most about, having these different passions, when it comes to technology and when it comes to music? Where do you find, the middle ground in between those things? When you are working in the artificial career, well, in your technological career, do you escape to music or it's the other way around?
I mean, music's, yes, escape is my escape, yeah, for sure. You need, I mean, that's one thing I learned over time is that you need space. Especially, I mean, I do that a lot in music too. Like, I actually leave space on purpose to give it that, right? But you also, like, mentally, you need space, right? Like, I mean, when I go to music, that's my space,
Yes, like
mentally,
where you can let go of everything.
Yeah.
And tell me, I know that you are preparing a new album. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, I mean, we have a few songs already. Working on a new one now. Yeah, this time I'm gonna sing on some songs. There's gonna be some instrumentals and there's gonna be sing, con letra and all shit.
Yes. Well, that's good. We'll be waiting for that. And tell me, if you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Wow, that's
a hard question.
Only one?
Well, it can be two.
Two? Albert Einstein for sure.
Okay.
Like no brainer. And Da Vinci.
Okay, and what would you talk with them? What would be the topic that if there is one question that you would ask them, which one would it be?
I mean, I'm interested in science, so I would like just discuss about science. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. And with Da Vinci?
With what?
And with Da Vinci?
Science as well.
Science as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
More like engineering, I will say.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So now, can you tell me a little bit more about, this, why? So we are in Argentina right now, and I want to ask you, why are you here? When did you came? And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I was living in Peru. Sorry. I was living in Peru, and the immigration system wasn't that great. So Peru note. So we decided to move, but my wife and I, and we just weren't sure. We were thinking Colombia, but like my friends there, the band that I work with, all of them were like, just go to Argentina, Buenos Aires. I'm like, serious? They're like, yeah, it's very different. It's better than anything you can think of right now. So just go there.
Well, yes,
So I took him up on him and moved here without being here.
Okay, and what is the thing that you like the most of being here?
I would say the calmness that I can get, even in the city. The activities, the quality of life, it's way better than many, many, many places. So yeah, cost. I mean, for me, because I make in US, so it's a little bit different. But like mainly the culture is more calm. I have more peace. I feel safer where I go anywhere. People actually are helpful, which is something that Puerto Ricans don't think about because Puerto Rico have this impression of like Argentinians being like very stuck up. But that's not the case. It's a misconception. Very warm, and the vibrant culture side. I mean, having good friends, a big friend circle, family. So, I would call them because they're family. Uh, it's just great. Like I have no complaints on that. Life is good.
Life is good. Yes. Well, here in Argentina, we have a lot of things to do, a lot of places. It's a really, really, really big country, actually. If you could go to any place here in Argentina that is not Buenos Aires, to other provinces, where would you go?
You mean like to live or?
To visit, to live, whatever you pick.
I mean, Tandil.
Oh, Tandil?
Yes. That's my favorite.
Why?
It's just, it's the best city I ever been here.
Well, from Tandil is Juan Martín del Potro, the tennis player. They say it's a beautiful place, Well, they call him La Torre de Tandil because he's so tall and he's from Tandil.
Yeah, no, I think Tandil is like quiet enough for me, but not too quiet. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Compared to Mendoza, one of the big cons for me, Mendoza, is the food. It's too monotonous. It's like all the same.
Okay.
In Tandil, that's not the case. There's like many different restaurants that serve different things.
Yeah.
So there's like at least variety on that. Like they're having like a little bit of a small city style,
Yes.
So I like that about Tandil. And the cost of living is even lower.
Yes, that's for sure.
So, yeah.
Well, yes, if you compare Tandil with the city here, everything is so loud. Everything is so, very much loud. And, if you can tell me about, I don't know, your first experience when you were working. I know that you started working at 14 at Linux. Can you tell us a little bit more about that experience?
I mean, not at Linux. I was using Linux when I was 14. There's this store. I got a PC, Pentium 3, I think I remember. And from Dell. That was like my first official computer. And there's this American chain store that was in Puerto Rico at the time called Borders. And they have books, right? So at the time, I was just hanging out with my friends in the mall in Borders, having chai tea. And I was like, I don't like Windows. Let me look at the operating system section in the. So I looked and saw the hat, which is Red Hat, but I didn't know it was Linux. But then Linux came out with the installation CD, and I installed it in my PC, deleted Windows, and from there I started to learn how to code,
Well, that's a really difficult job, It's not for anyone. I mean, is it just, out of the place of people who can't really connect with technology? You think that was very easy for you, or that was something that it took time to learn?
I mean, it took time for me to learn. I mean, a lot of things that I learned mostly has been self-taught a lot. I mean, I think I have that good quality of discipline. If I like something, I just get into it and basically just learn it. At the time, I was living in the countryside in Puerto Rico. And the summers, I was just by myself, like literally solitude. It's like in the countryside. So I either played the guitar or used ICQ back in the day.
So, what is the thing that you miss the most about Puerto Rico?
I miss the beach, scuba diving. I dive.
Yes.
I miss that.
Well, the beach is having a beach near your house or your place. It must be great. That's something that...
Yeah, I mean, I miss my family, obviously. But like, if anything like Puerto Rico specific, yeah, the beach and scuba diving. That's like...
But two things that you cannot do here in Argentina
Yep.
unless you go and drive until you get to, I don't know, Mar del Plata. But yes, that's something that I would miss too.
Yep.
So now, if you have to tell us something about you that we wouldn't know just by looking at you, what would it be?
That's a very hard question. That's like a super hard question. How do I even answer that?
So maybe something that it has to do with your, your charisma or your personality.
I don't know. I mean, what's the question again?
If you have to tell us something about you that we wouldn't know about just looking at you, what would it be?
Get to know me, because I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
What am I supposed to say?
So
What about me?
I give you time. You can take all the time in the world.
That I am very personable. Like, I like to listen to people and work in teams, and united we can do better. And that's kind of like how I follow my life.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you know everything that comes to my mind when I think about, this kind of technological career is like, a person that controls everything, or is like, very hard on themselves. Do you think you can describe like that, or you're more like let go with the flow thing?
I mean, I get pressure, and pressure becomes, stress. But I learned early on to keep calm, because if you lose your calm, that's when things go wrong.
Yes.
Right? I mean, especially being a medic, like, people in the condition they are, you have to keep calm.
Yes.
Clear head, basically, that's the best way to live, I think. Keep calm and fight. There's always a solution. And if there's none, well, until you're dead, basically. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
If you're dead, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes.
But if you're still alive, there must be a solution there.
Yes. And there is always a solution.
There's always one.
There is always a solution.
One. Yeah.
And when you say that you are very like a team worker, you like to work in teams. What is the best thing about working in teams?
Well, that nobody knows it all.
Yes.
I mean, it's the reality. Nobody's an expert on everything. So if you have a good team and you rely on them to do the things that your weaknesses, I mean, it's good to be cross-trained, right? Because if the team goes down, I'm be able to do what they do, right? And vice versa. So I believe a lot in cross-training. But there's some niche things that you do that just, you do. You want to complement it with, whatever else that another team can complement, right? And trust the process, right? I mean, obviously, if it's not performing, but like a good team cohesion, like leads to like pretty good in small teams. I believe in small teams as well.
Small teams, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And do you enjoy working by yourself? If you would have to work by yourself, would you enjoy it?
I mean, once I said I go, I do it. Hopefully I seek help, because I'm not afraid to ask for help. And that's something that people need to learn. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So, if I get the help, I get the help. If not, I'm going to have to figure out and suck it up.
Yeah. Yes. Well, something is going to come up.
Yep.
Always. Well, can you tell us about, you said that you're not afraid to ask for help. Do you know which are the best qualities when you have to work in this field?
Which one?
Well, in the technological career, artificial intelligence.
Well, I mean, it context switches, because it depends on the industry per se. And I work in two different industries, fintech and in
Yes.
EMS, and both are very, very different. Like, and EMS is very slow. There's not enough experts to deal with the technicality of having a tech company, right? So there's not a lot of like expertise to write that, but other companies expect technical, right? So when it comes to like fintech, they expect like full technical, right? So it's very different for me. Like I have to. That's like one of the hardest things too. Like I'm constantly switching context, but I have to do it. I have 2 jobs. So
Yes. Well, this is a very busy life. Would you say that your life is very busy?
indeed, yeah.
Well, if you can escape to music, that's the best thing you can do when you have a busy life.
Yeah, I mean, the first, at first when obviously when you own a business and you start a business, you have to put time. I mean, I used to work 6 days a week. I leave one day. I started working 7 days, but I realized that's not sustainable.
Yes.
So I started leaving myself one day, Sunday, and at least until I got things published, and started, get the ball rolling. Then I started giving myself, the weekend at least. So like now I have my weekends, unless there's like an incident or something they have to respond to, but because that's like part of the cybersecurity job. I try to keep the weekends to.
Yes, to yourself, to your family.
But the week I go full, full,
yes,
100%, and then all right, let's take a break.
Okay, so you sound like a very hard on yourself kind of person. How do you control that kind of feelings when you feel the pressure? What kind of things do you do to calm down?
I mean, sometimes I try to stop what I'm doing and do something else to kind of keep my mind on things, take a break from it if it's too much pressure. Other than that, sometimes I go and I have the drums behind me, so I just go into the drums and play, or go get a cup of coffee and talk to my wife. Breaks are important if there's because there are pressures and there's flow, right? If you have flow to do something, and then you keep the flow, right? But like if you have pressure and it's stopping you, you need to take a break because it's already affecting you. So you need to stop, let it dissipate, focus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And which would it be, the best advice you could give to another person?
There's 3 things in life that you need.
If it has to be another one?
I mean, that's like the ultimate one. Another one, don't panic.
Don't panic. Well, that's a very important one.
Don't ever panic. It's like the movie The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I mean, that's a book, but I seen the movie. I didn't read the book. I should read the book at some point. But one of there's this the book of life that tells you everything about the universe, and then when you open it, the first thing it says, "Don't panic."
Oh.
Because they are interplanetary, so like it's like the whole universe, and that's like all the knowledge.
Okay.
And then it's don't panic.
Don't panic. Yes, that is something that we should say to ourselves, every morning. Don't panic. And tell me, which one is your favorite movie? And if there is one movie that could describe your life, describe the things that you go through, which one would it be?
I mean, there's a recent one that came out that kind of like hit home a lot. There's a lot of things that are not 100%, but a good movie to see if you want to like have a view on EMS is Code 3. It's on Amazon. Came out like a week ago, something like that. Pretty describable of having an EMS life.
Okay.
For technology, I mean, it's just it's just, I don't know. I don't think I can describe that in a movie. Like I never seen a movie like does the same. Yeah, I had a very varied life, so it's kind of hard to find something that happened later. So
I imagine that it might be, very hard to find the time to watch a movie because, with your busy life.
No, I like movies. I mean, one of my favorite movies, as a movie, is The Pianist.
Oh. That's a very, very interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, that's like when I heard that in the end, like it just hit me home. That was one of my favorite movies, I think. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, one of my favorite movies as well.
And when it comes to books?
One of my favorites right now that I read, Blitz, the story of drug use by the Nazis.
So you are kind of into that world, The Pianist, and that kind of, universe. Well, not universe because it happened in the real life. But so what is your favorite thing about that? If you have to say to someone, hey, read this book, why would it be?
I mean, it shows that even the Nazi regime, as much clean as they wanted to be, were using drugs like very, very widely.
Okay.
Methamphetamine specifically. It was like literally like a pill you can buy of it, So to me, that's like, it shows like the real deal.
The real deal, yes.
Yeah.
Tell me, I know that you work for a long period of time in the US. Do you miss something about being there?
No.
Oh, that's no.
Yeah. I mean, Boston has a special place in my heart. You know what I mean? It's a great city. If you like, out of all the cities, I think one of my favorites is Boston, in the U.S. But did I miss anything from the U.S.? No, actually, I don't.
And why is that?
I have everything I need. I don't need anything from the U.S.
Okay. So you find like a lot of difference between the countries that you've been. You said that the first song that you recorded in Ukraine. How was your experience in Ukraine?
I mean, before the war, it was before the war. I love Kyiv. We actually thought of moving to Kyiv before moving to Peru, because Kyiv was like amazing city. Like in Ukraine people are amazing. And the war happened, so scratch that. Yeah.
So, and tell me, how is the language barrier between all the places that you've been? You develop like an artificial intelligence that breaks the language barrier. How do you do with the languages?
I mean, I speak I'm fluent in 2 languages and basic French, and obviously speaking Spanish. All the Romance languages you can understand mostly. I do know a little bit here of German, so I try to learn the language if I'm in the ground. The one that I couldn't learn was China. There's just no way I was going to learn Mandarin. Zero.
A lot of
chance.
efforts.
Zero. And just to clarify, when I say something that I miss in the US, it's the US, not family or...
Oh, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Obviously, I miss my family and friends from there. But like US specific, nothing. I have nothing for you.
It's a complicated country. What can we say? So, and the last question I want to ask you is, if you have to give, the listener a reason to keep listening to this podcast.
Well, I mean, they wanted to listen to what I had to say, so here it is. I had to say something. But we will have more guests coming, leaders in EMS and other industries that are going to come and you're going to interview.
Yes, I'm going to be the host.
But, I think we're going to have some sections. So we're going to have some sections where we're going to have like a podcast full of the 3 of us talking about like, something like that. So yeah, there will be interesting people in here, hopefully. I mean, the invite is extended, right? So if you guys want to come to Buenos Aires, next time we need some wine.
So we can flex a bit.
Yeah, so we definitely need to get some wine for sure.
So there is a whole world to discover in what is coming next.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, this is my first time doing a podcast, and that's why I have some help. I'm never afraid to ask for help. And I think it's fun. I think it's gonna, be a good platform for good information.
Yes. So, okay, so thank you very much. I mean, your experience is absolutely something that we can keep talking all day, but, we have to close. So everything that is good has to come to an end. So I want to invite you to keep watching, keep listening. We'll be having a lot of new things on, this world to come of a podcast. So thank you so much for listening. I'm Dolores Benítes, and this is Christian Carrasquillo, and this is the Christian Carrasquillo Experience. Thank you so much.